Kim Speedy from 10 Sigma. Welcome to episode 121 of Transition Tuesday. Today I'll be talking about writing annual goals for students in transition. Right now I'm going to switch over to a short slide presentation to share this information. Annual goals for transition age students. Transition Tuesday, episode 121. In today's video, I will discuss what are annual goals, the components, or what needs to be contained in an annual goal, and two methods for writing transition annual goals. Before we get started in discussing transition annual goals, let's recap the past episodes in the Building a Successful Transition program series. In episode 111, we discussed the first thing needed to building a successful transition program is to make transition a priority by scheduling time for transition. Next, in episode 113, we discussed student responsibilities and how to get them to take ownership in their transition process. Then, in episode 115, we looked at many ways of collecting transition data. In episode 117, we discussed what students need to learn or do in order to take the lead in writing their post-secondary goals. And in episode 119, we discussed how to write a compliant and comprehensive present level of academic achievement and functional performance. The next step is writing transition annual goals. Let's start with the definition of annual goals and objectives or benchmarks. Annual goals are statements that identify what knowledge, skills, and/or behaviors a student is expected to be able to demonstrate within a period of time. The objectives or benchmarks are the major milestones that the student will demonstrate that will lead them to achieving the annual goal. Let's talk specifically about what annual goals should contain. Annual goals should show a direct relationship to the present levels of educational performance. They need to describe only what the student can reasonably be expected to accomplish within one school year or the 12-month term of the IEP. Annual goals need to be written in measurable terms and prepare the student for his or her desired post-school activities when planning for transition. And they must include at least three parts: the expected change in performance, the area of change, and the criteria that specifies the amount of growth. Now that we've discussed the components of compliant annual goals, let's look back at episode 49 on two methods of writing annual goals. There are two common methods for writing annual transition goals. Method 1 is very specific and it focuses on increasing, improving, or acquiring skills. Method 2 focuses on each post-secondary area, written in a checkoff list format. I'm going to show you both annual goal methods, relating them to the student's post-secondary goals. I'm going to start with Method 1, breaking the annual goals into academic and functional. The first example is an academic annual transition goal that focuses on helping the student meet their employment post-secondary goal. Their post-secondary goal is, after graduating from high school, Jane will get a full-time job in a retail department store. The annual transition goal for this student is, by the annual IEP date, Jane will demonstrate her math calculation skills of figuring discounts and making change with 100% accuracy in 4 out of 5 opportunities. Her objectives are, given 5 opportunities, Jane will figure discounts 10%, 20%, 50%, 1/2, or 1/3 off in her head, succeeding 4 out of 5 times as measured by the classroom teacher using observation and work samples. The second objective is, given 5 opportunities, Jane will make change correctly for different purchase amounts, succeeding 4 out of 5 times as measured by the classroom teacher using observation and work samples. The second goal is a functional employment goal relating to the same post-secondary goal of after graduating from high school, Jane will get a full-time job in a retail department store. Going back to the job description for retail department store worker that I looked up, it talks about the responsibilities being directing customers by escorting them to racks and counters, suggesting items, advising customers by providing information on products, and helping customers make selections by building customer confidence and offering suggestions and opinions. So given that, Jane's functional annual goal is, by the annual IEP date, Jane will demonstrate her ability to be customer friendly from succeeding with queuing to succeeding with no queuing. The first objective is, given 5 opportunities, Jane will help customers find or determine what they want, succeeding 100% of the time as measured by the job coach and/or employer observation using a rubric. The second one is, given 5 opportunities, Jane will answer questions about products in an honest and positive manner, succeeding 100% of the time as measured by the job coach and/or employer observation using a rubric. Now we'll be moving on to method 2 of writing annual transition goals. And as you remember, this is in a checklist kind of a format. For the post-secondary goal for employment of after graduating from high school, Jane will get a full-time job in a retail department store. An annual goal could be, Jane will complete a series of activities in order to prepare her to transition to competitive employment. Some of the check-off things are, Jane will develop a career portfolio to compile all vocational related materials. Jane will demonstrate skills necessary to effectively locate, apply, interview, and maintain employment. Jane will identify attitudes and behaviors necessary for job success. Jane will apply decision-making strategies to job-related issues. Jane will complete 5 job shadowing experiences related to expressing interests. Jane will develop a personal resume. So these are a list of things that Jane will complete. In conclusion, everything students are taught while in school before they graduate or leave the district should prepare them to achieve their post-secondary goals. Therefore, all annual transition goals must specifically relate to the student's post-secondary goals, and according to IDEA 2004, there must be at the very least one transition annual goal for each transition age student with an IEP. For today's bonus, I'll be sending information and resources to help write complete and compliant annual goals. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you use this information to write compliant and complete transition annual goals. Be sure to check your email for the bonus we just sent over. If this is the first time you've ever seen an episode of Transition Tuesday, click the link below to receive the bonus. Be sure to like and share the video and leave a comment or suggestion for a future episode of Transition Tuesday. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.